Hey, I'm Dave, and I love making combat robots. And I haven't made a video in a while, and that's for a good reason. I've become part of Team Kraken, and I'm pleased to announce that I'll be participating with them in the upcoming Season 7. So look forward to telling you a little bit more about that once that season kicks off. But this video is about Honker and its recent trip to Robot Ruckus at the Orlando Maker Faire for 2022. Robot Ruckus is part of the Maker Faire Orlando event that happens every year at the Florida Fairgrounds in Orlando, Florida. In addition to combat robotics, they have a number of other events like the power racing, also displaying a bunch of cool cars and a whole lot of different maker exhibits. If you haven't been to the Orlando Maker Faire yet, I recommend it. It's a great time. So this year I took Honker to Robot Ruckus to compete in the 12-pound competition, and it was a round-robin tournament. I'm pleased to say I came in first place. I was very happy with the results. It was a great event for me overall. I've got 3 fights that I want to kind of discuss with you today that were great fights, and unfortunately I don't have video for most of the matches, but I'll do my best to describe them and show what I can. Butter Side Down is a blisteringly fast and powerful overhead horizontal spinner. This year it's featuring a dead shaft and a self-righting mechanism. I got to travel to NHRL last May with Mike and Butter Side Down, but we didn't compete during those events until we got to Ruckus. Our fight was on the second day, and I elected to go with my grabber lifter. My plan was to get up on Butter Side Down as much as possible, slow the weapon before trying to flip it. But that bot's really fast. I got lucky once, and Butter got flipped due to hitting my angled armor. I didn't want it to end just there, and I flipped him back to continue the match. Mike controls were apparently flipped, and my grapper lifter was kind of glitchy. So it wasn't, a true matchup of both bots, but it was a very fun matchup, and I ended up getting the judge's decision, mostly due to the fact that I was able to flip him early on in the match. Dredge is a 12-pounder scale-up of Crawl, a 3-pounder horizontal. Dredge is from Bob Ross and Team Technocide. Rob is a skilled robot maker with a bunch of insect bots under his belt. Dredge is his first 12-pounder as far as I know. Dredge did have some initial issues with spin-up on the first day, but he was definitely in fighting shape when we fought on the second day. At first, I hoped he either had more spin-up issues or else I was looking to try to box rush him at the beginning and stop his spin-up. He juked and avoided my rush, spun up, and started to take me apart. Honker was able to survive and kept going the full 3 minutes, but really Dredge did so much damage to the bot, tore it apart. It was still running, but it was really a shambles afterwards. Take a look at this cool video from the team at Halo. They were videoing it in slow motion and got this really incredible video of where Dredge is hitting the side of my AR-500 armor. You can see his weapon flex, and then you can see the bell of his weapon motor just fly up and off. His motor stopped working after that, so I was able to try to push him around some more, but my weapon had stopped working and was not doing any damage. So really, he got the deserved win by judge's decision for that match. Midnight Sun is an overhead spinner with multiple configurations. The bot is from Team Entropy, and they have a really cool theme with kind of a Van Gogh starry sky vibe, and that even includes their uniforms. I went with my grabber on this competition because my weapon motor is mostly exposed on the overhead configuration. So Our match was the first day, and their 6S drive was outclassing my 3S system. And technically, it was a 2S ESC that I was running at 3S, so it was a little bit inconsistent. They pinned me several times on the wall with some really good hits, cutting through my plastic on the front armor and almost breaching the aluminum on my top armor. About 2 minutes in, I was able to get a good hold and finally flip Midnight Sun. Unfortunately for them, their arm was extended in such a way that they couldn't really self-right. That pretty much counted them out, and that was my match. Let's talk about some of the improvements from last time when I went up to Norwalk in May. I did increase the motor size up to a 50-45 from the previous 35-28. It definitely gives it a lot more oomph, and I also redid the gearing ratios to give it a lot more speed, so it was spinning up to about 10,000 RPM. Unlike my plans, I did not upgrade the drive or the weapon system to 4S like I had planned before. I simply didn't have time before the event with everything that was going on with Team Kraken to really source any new ESCs. And with just a few days left, I was not able to get anything quickly. So I think I will try to do that in the future, provided I can find some 4S brushed ESCs that don't break the bank. Another improvement I would like to do, as you saw with the Dredge video, really the sides of my weapon come off too easily to horizontals. Horizontals I haven't really encountered too much until this last event, and I can tell that the method that I'm using to hold them together is just not enough, even when I have reinforcements in the corner. So I've got to rethink how these parts come together at the front. I would also like to figure out a way to make a better lifter for horizontals. Right now, the 4 forks that come out, if I lift at the wrong point, they just get totally bent over and destroyed. I need to come up with a design that works better for those sideways hits. Well, that is the quick summary of some of the matches from our event at Robot Ruckus. I had a great time, very happy I came in first. And if you liked info about these builders and their bots, check out Dropkick. He is doing a series on his channel of a whole lot of different bots, interviewing them at different events. So check it out, the link is below.